Thank you so much for your patience. This is Mike Martinez from Treasury Public Affairs. Welcome and thank you for joining today's announcement on direct file in New Jersey. Today, we're joined by U.S. Deputy Secretary of the Treasury, Wally Adeyemo, and New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who will give brief remarks to share more about today's announcement. We will then open it up to your questions, and please note that the contents of this call are on the record. Thanks again for joining us, and with that, I'll turn it over to Deputy Secretary Adeyemo.
Well, thanks, Mike, and thanks to all of you for joining us. And I'm so glad to be here with Governor Murphy, who has been a true leader on issues that concern the middle class, including lowering costs. And I'm proud to have known him since he was an ambassador and know that he is a true public servant. And that's why I'm so happy to be here with him today, talking about direct file. As you all know, one of the top priorities of the Biden-Harris administration is lowering costs for families and putting money back in their pockets. One of the many ways we're working to do this is by eliminating the cost of tax filing and ensuring Americans receive their full refund as quickly as possible. Less than 2 months ago, the Treasury Department and the IRS announced that direct file, which was piloted in 12 states this year, will be a permanent IRS offering. We invited all 50 states to participate starting next filing season. New Jersey, like in so many other things, was the first state to say that they wanted to take advantage of this because of the governor's leadership. The governor's leadership in making sure that we reduce costs for the people of New Jersey. And that's why I'm happy to be here with him today announcing that New Jersey is going to offer its residents direct file in 2025. For the first time, New Jerseyans will, with simple tax returns, will be able to file online for free directly with the IRS, meeting your tax obligations and claiming the credits, deductions, and refunds for which you're eligible should be easier going forward. But the IRS has been able to do this only because it received funding from Congress because President Biden and Vice President Harris fought for it. For decades, the IRS had been underfunded, and the funding from the Inflation Reduction Act is both going to make it possible for us to introduce direct file, but it's also going to mean that you're going to have access to better in-person services, better service over the phones, and better service online going forward. Direct file is a product that is meant to do two of the most important things that we can: make life as easy for the American people, but also lower their costs in order to make sure they have more money to put in the pockets of their children. What we've seen is that direct file has reduced time for the people who've already used it, with 140,000 people using it during the pilot phase. And it's also saved money, saving $5.6 million in filing fees and helping those 140,000 people receive $90 million in refunds. Our goal here is to make sure that direct file is something that is available to Americans in a way that allows them to reduce these costs. And while there have been some who have been against direct file in Congress, the truth is that direct file has already saved millions of dollars for Americans in states from Texas to California. And frankly, one of the states that took most advantage of direct file last year was Texas, where Texans had the ability to save money and save time. And our hope is that over the course of the next few years, we'll be in a position where people throughout this country will be able to take part in this innovative product in order to make sure that their tax filing experience is as easy as possible, as free, and also that they get the refunds that they deserve. And we're so happy today to have New Jersey as a partner. And Governor Murphy, we thank you for your leadership on so many other things. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to you.
Wally, thank you. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to thank my old friend, the Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, Wally Adeyemo, for being with us, for opening this call, and for his years of service protecting the financial security of American families. He and I go way back to our days in the Obama administration, and it's great to be back in business with you, Wally. I know when the topic of the tax season comes up, folks nervously start checking their calendars, wondering if it's snuck up on them already. And one of the benefits of doing this in July is tax day is still 8 months away. And the even better news is that today we're announcing a new easy, as Wally already outlined, an easy option for filing your taxes that will be available in tax season 2025. Now, it's no secret that filing your taxes is way more complicated than it needs to be. Between the red tape and the time sink, tax season makes it hard for families to focus on what matters most in their lives. And you add on to that the price of costly tax software, and for many families, filing taxes means choosing between spending hard-earned cash just to file their taxes on time or spending seemingly countless hours they don't have sorting through receipts and forms. That is wrong, because government is supposed to make our life easier, not harder. But for too long, our outdated processes for filing taxes have created unnecessary difficulties for too many families. That's why, with the support first and foremost of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and the U.S. Treasury Department Secretary Yellen and Wally and his team, starting this tax season, the 2025 season, more than 1 million New Jerseyans. In fact, I just had an update. We think, depending on where the parameters fall, it could be 1.3 million New Jerseyans will have another free option to file their taxes, and that is direct file. Direct file will allow New Jersey families with simple tax forms to file their federal and state taxes online for free. This service is seamless, it's swift, and it's secure, and it will assist New Jerseyans in claiming all the credits, deductions, and refunds they are entitled to. So direct file, as Wally knows far better than I, was piloted in 12 states last tax season. And by the way, I think would have been one of them, but we were enduring and going through a very significant tech upgrade, which we're about finished with, which is great news. But in those 12 states, and in that pilot, more than 140,000 Americans used the service, and they saved families an estimated $5.6 million in tax prep fees on their federal returns alone. Users also reported that the service was easy to navigate and that they received quick answers to their filing questions. Again, Wally's gone through some of the details and he's forgotten more about this than I know, but here's the main point that is relevant to the people of New Jersey. Direct file is easier, cheaper, and more efficient than traditional tax filing. And more than anything, it will help ensure that our state government does what it's supposed to do, make public services more accessible and more responsive, while helping lift our families up rather than weighing them down. That is what good governance is all about, and that has been the goal, not just of the Biden-Harris administration, but of our administration as well. So while I'm not expecting anyone to get excited about filling out their tax forms, I trust that this new service will allow more New Jerseyans than ever to file their taxes quickly and with fewer headaches. And that means you can step away from the computer and the pile of confusing forms and receipts and get back outside to watch your kid's soccer game or spend some time with loved ones. I'm grateful, beyond grateful, to our partners in this administration and the federal government for offering this new option to our nation's families and for working with us to bring direct file to New Jersey. This is one of the many bucks that have stopped with the Biden-Harris administration. So many, Wally, how many decades have people been complaining about this, looking for an easy fix to filing their taxes? Like so many other things, this administration, and I can't thank all of them enough, including Wally in particular, said enough. We will actually fix this, and they had. And I'm incredibly honored that New Jersey will be along with you as a partner. And with that, I think, Wally, you and I are going to take some questions. We'll bring Mike back on to help us moderate.
Excellent.